Okay, and the full recording is always going to be in the portal. So this is our beginning. So what we can do is think about our biggest dream. Like what do you want? Just kind of put it out there. Okay, and then let's let that go for a moment. And we'll start by just going straight into stillness. So let's go inside the body and just notice what we notice. And I'll connect it up with the morphic field of our wisdom healing qigong, Mingtong Gu. Head touches sky, feet stand on earth. Body relaxes. Mind expands to infinity space. Be respectful externally and quiet internally. Heart is clear and appearance is reverent. Let go of all distracting thoughts. Feel your body inwardly. Entire body is harmonized with qi. Wan Yan Ling Tong, Xin Xiang Su Chen. I wonder if any of us know how what the words mean. From my understanding, it's all your dreams come true effortlessly and easily. And we'll just sit in silence and notice what's happening in our bodies, staying out of our thoughts, staying in our bodies. And let's use the Logan basic techniques, touching the top of the sternum and the top of and then the belly button, and super lightly touch it and super lightly bring it up. We'll combine a few things to go very deep, very fast. And notice the very center of your brain. These 2 points take you right to the very center of your brain. And notice your spinal cord, because they also take you to your spinal cord. And notice the space between your body and the walls of the room. And notice the space between your body and the space that all the space occupies in space. Let's do a couple of more points before we start our what do you want part. So your right thumb just under your nose and gently press between in that spot 6 times. If you like, you can keep your other fingers on your belly button. And then your right index finger right between your eyebrows and press that 6 times. And then press 6 more times. Okay, and then let's do the very distal end of our right index finger and squeeze it 6 times. You can put your left hand back on your belly button and just lightly touch it. And then the question is, what do you want? And see that through your right eye with the white window frame, and seeing yourself getting what do you want? Everything you want. And then you can take your right hand and pat your heart 6 times and think very good. And then squeeze the distal end of your right index finger a little closer to the joint 6 times. And then think, what do you want? And see that through your right eye, the white window frame. What do you want? And then take your right hand and pat your heart 6 times and think, very good. And then the middle segment 6 times. And then think, having all of that, what will you do and who will you be? And then take your right hand and pat your heart 6 times and think, very good. And then the proximal part of your right index finger 6 times. And having all of that, what do you want your life to look like? What will your life look like? And if you like, you could have your fingers on your belly button and the top of your breastbone. What do you want your life to look like? And see that with your right eye through the white window frame. And then take your right hand and pat your heart 6 times and think, very good. And then squeeze the distal end of your right index finger 6 times. And then you can be touching your belly button and the top of your sternum if you like. And if you knew you only had 6 months to live, what would you most want to do or be? And if you knew you couldn't fail, what would you most want to do or be? And if you had $10 million in your bank account and you didn't have to work another day in your life, what would you most want to do or be? And then take your right hand and pat your heart 6 times and think, very good. And the next part is key. Let go of your thoughts and go in your body and feel your body. Notice the most intense part of the most intense part. And just follow it with your attention. Stay out of your thoughts. Stay in your body. That's right. That's right. You're doing great. Notice what's happening in your body. and I'll say a few things just to kind of like, I like kind of this kind of stuff because it gives my mind some data where I can then go, okay, I'll let you do this really simple thing that seems like not much of anything. You can go ahead and do it. Because the mind can so easily try to tell you, well, you don't have to do this part, do the other little marma points, and then let's get on with the day. Like we got to go do stuff, which was important to go do stuff. And it's also really useful to sit in silence and just in stillness and just to notice. So I'll say a few things just to kind of give our mind some good reason why we would do something so simple that takes time. So Eckhart Tolle, in his book, The Power of Now, in the introduction, talks about all the people that were writing him letters after the book came out about how it just changed their lives. And he said the thing that worked the best, that was so amazing, was this staying out of your thoughts and staying in your body and just noticing your inner body, just noticing, just watching. I said it was remarkable how powerful that one technique was, which is in the Qigong chant, let go of all distracting thoughts, feel your body inwardly, entire body is harmonized with Qi, like just watching. And so then what Eckhart Tolle said was, you take care of this inner watching, and the rest of the stuff takes care of itself. I still think you got to go do the stuff, but it starts to fall into place. And it's been my experience. And Eckhart Tolle says, when you're noticing what's happening in your body, that's a portal to the infinite energy, infinite power, infinite access. And the key is to keep some of your attention throughout the day noticing what's happening in your body. So, you're answering emails, you're having ups and downs in the day, you're feeling pain, you're feeling happy, and some of your attention can be what's happening in my body right now. Because Eckhart Tolle says that's the portal to infinite. And then there's all these spiritual traditions that pretty much say the same thing. And so I'll use one of them because it's one of my references is, in the book of Matthew in the Bible, Jesus, it's the story of Jesus. And he's some of the things he said were profound. And if they're true, they're really profound. It's the book of healers. His first healing was healing somebody that was blind. And you listen to all the stories, it's like, oh my God, he like raised people that they thought were dead. And it's really cool. Dr. Naram, in his book, in the book about him, that story about the person that they were writing a death certificate and then he came to life. It's like, it's incredible. So here's some of the things that Jesus said, and it's like spiritual truths or quantum physics principles. It's all the same stuff. It's the mathematics of the universe. That's why we use the number 6 and 9, because that symbol, the 6 or the 9, it has the mathematics of the universe in it. It's the Fibonacci sequence. So there's all this stuff. There's some really cool stuff in mathematics. I got to find this one video and show you. So we're doing it for real specific reasons. And so this is, even though it's from Jesus saying things in the book of Matthew, it's spiritual traditions that are encoded in mathematics and quantum physics. So he said, don't you know you are a God and the Holy Spirit resides within you? Sounds a lot like Qi or the Tao. What's residing within you? And so we want to go take a look and watch it. And he says you can do all things through Christ who strengthens you and heals you. So that's a pretty bold promise. So with this access to whatever this is, you can do all things. I think it's why in the Olympics, you see these athletes, they do their point to God thing. They're doing something that's beyond the human. It's beyond, and they know it's from spirit. He even said, you will do works greater than I did. And remember, he rose people from the dead. You will do works greater than I did because I've gone to be with our Father. So what a promise. Is that a spiritual, it's a quantum physics principle that you have access to this infinite. And then he said, anything you ask in his name, he will give you. What a principle, huh? So when you're accessing this infinite, it's like in the world of everything, we've been doing, the matrix energetics, you set an intention, you set a prayer. Like in that book about Dr. Niram, that little girl was in a coma with hours to live, and she came back to life. And she did the videos and interviews with her and Dr. Giovanni and Dr. Niram. It's like she came back to life. She's walking around normal now. And Dr. Niram said her mother's love is what healed her. Isn't that cool? So we have access to all of this. So I'm going to do this for all of us. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What do you want? Everything you want. And so while we do these one-on-one sessions, we're all helping each other by keeping some of our attention in our inner body and just feeling it, just feeling it. One of the things when I first took matrix energetics, I was like, oh my God, it's the simplest thing, the easiest thing I've ever done. It's like, how much grace do you need? You just got to open the window a little bit. Good work, you guys. Okay, so let's go and do some one-on-one stuff.